What's up, YouTube? It is the Veteran Flipper coming at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 things I wish I knew when I first started selling on eBay. Stay tuned. Alright, I would say tip number 1 that I wish I knew when I first started selling on eBay is find a niche that you actually like selling. So when I first started selling on eBay, I started off selling clothing, and me personally, I'm not really, big into fashion and all that stuff. It wasn't anything that I was like passionate about or I cared about or that I even cared doing. So, and on top of that, I think because I wasn't passionate about it and I didn't care about it, I didn't really make any money. Like my first month on eBay, I made I want to say like $10 or $15. But I was also a part-time reseller because I was in the army, but it just wasn't anything that was going to work out for me. So that's when I eventually, in month 2, I got into electronics and pretty much collectibles immediately. I'd say electronics more at first, and some collectibles, but yeah, mainly electronics and some collectibles, and it worked out well for me. In month 2, I did like $1,000 in sales, and as a part-time reseller, so I was like extremely happy about that. And now I'm like kind of more, I would say, more interested in collectibles than electronics. I feel like I get less returns, and I feel like it's easy for me easy for me to source collectibles as well. All right, the first item we got going out sold for, I want to say $18.95 or 97 cents, and it is this Kenworth Whiskey 900. All right, tip number 2. I'm just going to combine a few things into this tip, and that is familiarizing yourself with eBay's policies and like what to do, eBay's fees, just like basic things about eBay in general. Like how much are you paying in fees, like what you can and cannot sell, i.e. Vero. You can get on eBay and check the Vero list, like selling stuff like using the word Velcro or using the word onesie, words like that you're not supposed to use, and then items that you can't sell. I know, like me personally, over the last few years, I've learned stuff that I can't sell. Like I tried to sell a key cutter one time that was worth like $250, and I'm still trying to sell it locally, but because I still paid like $10 for it. But it's just like, as far as stuff you're not supposed to sell, if you're not supposed to sell it, don't try to relist it on eBay if they deleted it. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because all you're doing is like risking yourself out of making thousands of dollars. Like if I find out that I can't sell something on eBay, I'm gonna immediately delete it and get rid of it. I'm not gonna attempt to sell it again. Just tack it up as a loss that you're not gonna sell it on eBay. You might not be able to sell it on any other platform as well. Like you gotta look into what you can and cannot sell. Hey, I'm coming up on 100 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe. I'll be doing a $25 Visa gift card giveaway. So subscribe, like the video, and comment I love reselling. Well, you don't have to like the video, but you got to comment I love reselling to enter the drawing. Tip number 3 is, I would say, shipping and shipping supplies. So when you're getting shipping supplies, like if you're buying boxes and bubble wrap, shop around for good deals. It might be better, obviously, to buy in bulk, when you're buying your shipping supplies. And then with that, we're going to go specifically into shipping. Like when you're buying an item, make sure you familiarize yourself with the cost of shipping those said items. Me personally, I've said it before, I get my boxes for free. The only thing I do buy is my 3M tape and my bubble wrap, and it works out well for me. And I've had times before where somebody moved into a giant house and they ended up giving me a huge amount of bubble wrap and like really good packaging material. So maybe even be on the lookout for stuff like that, and it might be beneficial. Like people say, oh yeah, like you shouldn't be like spending time searching around for that. But if they're giving you hundreds of dollars in packaging material that you can go pick up, in 15-20 minutes, and it might be beneficial for you to do it, especially if you're getting started. All right, the next thing we got going on, I believe this is actually the same shelf we just pulled from a little bit ago, is on collectible shelf number 3, is part of the Toontown collection, and it is a, you know, kind of a rare Disney piece that sold for $75, free shipping. So that piece right there did come out of a very rare Disney Toontown collection lot that I got out of a storage unit buy. I paid $1,000 for the storage unit, and my projected profit on that storage unit is about $7,000 to $8,000, which I can make a separate video about that if anyone's interested. Tip number 4, and this one is definitely, I would say, is going to take time. This could take months, or this could even take years. And that's like finding better ways to source, finding better ways to get inventory for whatever your niche is. You know, like it might not make sense for you to even buy storage units if you sell clothing. I have no idea. Like, you know, you might be buying a storage unit with bags of clothing and it might all be crap. You know, so I have no idea. I think, you know, like you got to find what works, you know, for you and for your style of business. And with that being said, yeah, network, you know, try to find other resellers, try to find inventory on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Let Go, Offer Up, or whatever they call it nowadays. Storage units, you know, find out what's profitable for you, find out what works for you, find out what's best for you. And buying from other resellers, you know, like honestly, you think some people might just be selling you their crap, but sometimes it actually works out like pretty well. Like I've bought from other resellers that I've bought a huge lot of electronics and, you know, doubled, tripled my money. And I've bought collectibles in a huge lot where, you know, same thing. I made thousands and thousands of dollars on. The next thing we got going out is this Denon cassette tape deck right here. I actually just picked this up at a thrifting video, I want to say a few days ago. And this sold for $125, free shipping. Yeah, that tape deck's not going too far away, so I expect it should only cost about $15 to $20 to ship out with UPS ground. That's normally about how much it costs me to ship those out. And with that being said, yeah, I bought that for $40 at a thrift store. All right, and tip number 5 is don't get too worried about scammers and stuff that's just like outside of your control. I'm just going to bundle all that into one. You know, scammers. Let's talk about scammers for a second. There are really not that many scammers that are going to try to take advantage of you once you start building some feedback and reputation on eBay. And with that being said, you need to get some feedback and reputation on eBay for the scammers to leave you alone. And one little tip you can do is by, you know, buying, you know, cheap items off of people. You know, that could get you some feedback. And then also selling, you know, cheap items. And you gotta be realistic with yourself. Like when you're just starting on eBay, you're not probably gonna get top dollar for your items like I would, or like a larger reseller would. And with that being said, like when you're first getting started, you might have to drop your price, you know, I don't know, 20-25% just to be competitive with these larger larger sellers. So yeah, personally, me on eBay, when it comes to scammers, I probably deal with a scammer like maybe once every year or two. It's almost like non-existent. You just almost never even see it. Even people with zero feedback, you know, most of those people genuinely might just be getting on eBay for the first time, or, you know, the first time in years. You know, you just don't even know. So don't stress about that, and don't worry about stuff that's out of your control. You know, there's no sense of stressing about it. When it comes, you know, I know we already talked about Veros, but that's like kind of a no-no. So like maybe steady up on that a little bit. But other than that, just have fun. You know, it's a fun business. It's a fun business. See you guys in the next one. Peace.